Greetings, friends. I thought I would do a video, haven't done one in a little while, of my first thoughts on the HTC One M8, HTC 2014, HTC One, cool version, whatever you want to call it. There are many names and many reasons to call it different things. I've had it for as long as the launch, a little under a week, and I've used it as my primary device. I am really quite impressed, I have to say. I know that everybody has a different opinion about it, and I know there are lots of polarized thoughts about what they like and what they don't like, but as you all probably know, I am a HTC fan. I make no bones about it. I don't pretend to be particularly unbiased, if you will. When I write a review, I stick to the facts as best I can, and then put my opinion on each individual phone as if I had never used a phone before. That's what I try to do, or I try to put myself in the mindset of average Joe or the Tiffany from California. Just trying to give it a sort of a fresh slate, if you will. Build quality is probably the first thing. By the way, I'm shooting this on this cool little weird, I don't know if you can see that, dual camera mode here. So I'm being very conscious of the fact that I don't look at the screen too much, because I'm actually driving while recording, whereas normally I'd be parked while recording. But you guys can see the road shooting along there, which I think is a really cool effect. So look, I'm holding it in my hand. Anyway, that's just one of the cool effects that the camera does. So the build quality on the HTC One is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best I've ever seen. It's obviously milled by one piece of aluminium, and then magic is used to connect some sort of plastic, which then fixes the glass, and it's magic. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter the process, it's magic. But what happens is, after all the magic is done and they give you the phone, you have this unbroken piece of metal that wraps around this piece of glass that just gives everything a feel of just, I don't know what the word is. It's like a Rolex or something along those lines, or a perfectly engineered sphere, which when you just look at it, you just go, I really like the look of that. That's how I feel about the build quality. It feels smooth in your hand, not too smooth that it's going to fall out, but I hold it with my pinky finger underneath, so it never feels like it's going to fall, really. I was a little bit concerned with a few different factors. For example, OIS, image stabilization, has been taken out of this one, and I don't know if I look any bouncier than say I normally would, or if I don't know if I can compare that. I'll compare that on a different video, I suppose. But the camera, excuse me, sorry, I'm driving miles, which is why I'm doing this. Keep me amused. The camera itself, the front-facing camera, let me start with the front-facing camera now. Although I do take a few selfies, because my lovely lady, she lives in America, so I tend to send her, pictures of me happy, smiley, not rude, don't be disgusting, but just, to cheer her up and whatever. So I do, you know, I do take front-facing camera photos, and also I do FaceTime, chat, hangouts thing, you know. And the front-facing camera is great for that. It really is a good camera for doing selfies, which is obviously the thing that everybody's interested in. The wide angle is very good. Obviously, you guys can see, you know, the side of it here, and you can see like a bit of my cab, you know, around here. So if you can imagine taking, this is all done on the front-facing camera, by the way. I haven't flipped it around or anything. But if you can imagine it on the on it, you know, holding it at arm's length and taking a shot, then you can get 4, maybe 5 people in there if you're all bunched up and like each other. The rear-facing cameras are very good. They're as good as the HTC One, which, you know, in my honest opinion, was a great camera. It made me a better photographer. Because of the, let's make no bones about it, it doesn't have a big zoom, yeah? So you're never going to get big landscapes or you know, huge detail in a big wide shot. But you don't need that in a real, you know, in a Facebook world. You know, you're not going to put it on canvas, so it doesn't matter. But it taught me that I could get some really brilliant shots at a closer, you know, getting actually close to the object and viewing things at a different angle. And this one just takes that to the next level with the second camera that gives you this depth feeling to it. U-focus, as they call it. You can really change the depth of field. I took a picture of, you guys probably seen it on my G+. I took a picture of it, all of these bottles, wine bottles in a shop, and then I U-focused each individual sort of row of them and turned it into a GIF, so that they blurred in and out, so you could see the different bokeh or bokeh or however you bloody say it. I don't know. It looks like bokeh to me. That different effect. Now a lot of people have said, "Oh, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick." It is a gimmick, but it's a gimmick that really makes your pictures stand out in much the same way that an Instagram filter is a gimmick. You know, it's let's face it, an Instagram filter is taking the millions and millions of dollars that phone manufacturers spend on giving you the greatest camera they can in a phone, and then just pissing it all away with an effect that makes it look like a 70s Polaroid. I hate Instagram. Anyway, neither here nor there, but it's a cool effect that gives something, you know, it's a little bit different to what most people may have used, and that's really the point. So I'm still 48 minutes away from my destination, which really makes me sad because I've been on the road for 52 minutes already. So I really like the camera. There are things that I think coming down the line they'll be able to fix, like software updates, for example. With software updates they'll be able to fix it. Like the U-focus sometimes I find has trouble. What's the word I'm looking for here? Edge finding. That's the word I'm looking for. Sometimes it can't find the edge of the thing that you want to be focused on. Now, obviously, what it's actually doing is finding things at on that same depth plane, and then it's focusing all of it on that depth plane. Whereas I think what people were expecting was you could select a person, and that person would be the only thing. Now, if that person is standing next to a signpost, that signpost will also be in focus because it's the same depth plane, and that's the thing with it. So I think that's the difference. But maybe the software, a software update will be able to change that slightly. So yeah, I mean, that's just my first couple of thoughts. Sense 6 is, I mean, I'm acutely aware that we're starting to get onto a 10-minute rant now, what was I saying? Clouds, it's nice. Sense 6, that's what I was saying. Sense 6. I really like Sense 6. It's pared down much more than Sense 5, and Sense 5 was a much slimmer animal as it was, and it's really made it a joy to use. No longer do you feel that it's just a fraction of a second behind your swipe, or that it isn't a worthy replacement for stock. You know, it feels really smooth, and blink feed, although I'm not a big user of it, has certainly become much more helpful because of the fact that you can search for specific parameters. So I can type in Android and I will get a wide selection of Android things based on the 1,000 odd people who are members of it. You know, there's still, you know, it's still not free to add your site to it. I don't think. I think it's actually, you know, I think it's a paid account, which means that, you know, you are limited, but you're much less limited than you were. It does give me a really nice overview of what's happening in your specific area of enjoyment. One of the things I do like is the themes, and the fact that when you change a theme, it changes the accents throughout Sense. So, like for example, if you select the purple theme, you get purples and blues and reds highlights, but on the settings page, all of your toggles are purple if they're on. You know, it's just those little touches that really make a big difference. At the moment, I've got an Incredible Hulk background on mine, which is green, so I've got the green theme running through. So, you know, I've got this kind of hulky green working for me. I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty much my little sort of overview. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a full review on landandroid.com soon. I'm in the process of writing it, but I don't like to be rushed on phone reviews, because I don't think a week or even 2 is really long enough for you to say I have used this and this is what I think about it. But any questions you've got, obviously we're now connected to G Plus quite well. This will go up on a G Plus comment post, so feel free to comment. If you don't want to comment on them there, comment on YouTube. However you want to do it, it will be my pleasure to answer as many of your questions as I possibly can. I hope you guys have a great evening. I am 42 minutes away from my destination in Northampton. Signpost there, just gone past there, that said tiredness can kill, take a break. So that's what I'm going to do. I will see you guys later on. Bye bye.